Sorry guys, I had a call come through. But I was saying, whatever your period is of your wilderness experience, remain faithful. Don't give up hope. If he's taking you through it and you don't have to want for nothing, it may not be how you used to have it in some areas or some regards, but if you don't have to want for nothing, if you're taken care of and everything is provided for, because one thing I noticed is that if the Most High, the first time I tried to leave my job after I had my car accident about 3 years ago, and I had to go back, I didn't want to go back. And I said, I ain't going back. Okay. I was out for 2 weeks. I had a sprained knee that kind of dislocated. When it hit, it popped out and popped back in, and it sprained the ligaments around it. I was thankful that that was it, but it was very, very, very painful to deal with. It burned all the time. So it took me a couple of weeks and not a couple of weeks, a couple of months and some rehab to get back to where I was at. And even when I did go back, I still had a little limp for a few weeks. But anyway, my point is that when I was out for 2 months in 2015, I went back to work at the beginning of March. And I was not trying to go back. I didn't want to go back. But I knew as much as I fought it, the Most High wanted me to go back. It wasn't my time. And my family was telling me, oh, no, I just don't know. I just feel like this is not your time yet. You need to go back. And I fought it for a little bit, but I ended up going back, and then I ended up leaving a year and a half later. But the thing is that you would know if you're truly in tune with the Most High and you're listening to him, let your ears to his mouth, because you want to hear what he says and not what you desire, what you want to hear. You're not telling yourself something. You will know when it's something that he doesn't want you to do. So if you have done something and you may feel like sometimes, okay, I don't understand it sometimes. It looks hazy or whatever the situation is. I feel like he brought me out here and he left me. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. But if you can say that everything you need is taken care of, you don't want for nothing, you don't miss anything, everything is provided for, regardless of how it's provided for, then the Most High is in the mix, okay? He's in the midst. Remain faithful in your wilderness season, because when you come out and you don't complain and you keep your spirit right before him, I promise you, he will bring you into that promised land. So I wanted to share that with you all because that encouraged me. I was feeling a little heavy today when I woke up this morning, and not terribly heavy, but just kind of like, my spirit is grieved being here because there's things that I long to do, that I desire to do, that I just can't seem to find or do here in America. Now, if he wants me to be here or whatever, then, that's his will. He'll bless me to do it. But I desire to go elsewhere at his timing and his lead. But my spirit is just grieved, and so I think it comes across a lot of times in my videos. I'm just not. My spirit is grieved, and let me just say it like that. Just because the spirit in the atmosphere is really different from the spirit in the atmosphere that I have, myself. In my home and whatnot. When I leave outside and when I have to go outside, it's really different. The mindset is really different. But anyway, be encouraged. That blessed me. That was a reminder for me. He's been telling me that for a few weeks now, a few months maybe. But be encouraged. If you find yourself in a season where you're just you stepped out on faith and you're awaiting the Most High to do something for you, whatever the situation may be. You're in you're in His will, but you just kind of feel like you're stuck in the middle. Just go through your wilderness experience, pray as much as you can, read your word as much as you can, purge out the distractions as much as you can, and allow yourself to really hear Him. Remain faithful, remain grateful, do not complain, and just don't lose the faith, don't doubt. You will come into your promised land. And maybe some of you all still haven't yet seen the need to learn how to live with less, because that's, like I said, my testimony, my story. I was not one that wanted to live with less. I wanted to have, not a ton, but I wanted to have and needed to have more than I definitely needed. But over the years, I realized how those things pierce you through, and they wrap you up, and they choke you and hold on to you. And so, I pray, my prayer is that we as a people will begin to learn how to live with less, because as long as we continue to stay needing the things that this world gives us, when I say world, I mean this American society, this culture, this Western way of living, as long as we still feel like we need that, all these things, it makes us feel good, or we feel like we've accomplished something when we have these things in our lives, it's going to be a hindrance and a distraction from you finding Yah, because the scripture says, seek first the kingdom and all of these things will be added unto you. But you have to seek first. You can't do your own thing and then expect it to come. You can't say, well, I'm seeking the Most High, but then still find yourself dabbling and dibbling or whatever you want to say and thinking like, if I can just do this, if I just get this degree, if I just do that, then it'll make me get this. You have to be sold out. You have to be committed to this. And it's not easy. It's not for the weak at all. This walk that we live, this life that we live, is not for the weak at all. You're going to be challenged sometimes all the time. Some days you're going to be tested, seem like every day. And I could definitely attest to that I feel like in the last few months, I've been in a season where my spirit's been agitated, it's been grieved, and it's almost like it's been tested almost every day or some way every week, and that's just the purging process. That's just the the process of purging out of you what he doesn't need in you and putting in you what he does need in you. So anyway, I'm just gonna say that. And I hope it's a blessing to you all. And I do pray that, as a people, we will learn to not desire the things of this world and this life so much, because it's only going to destroy us. It's only going to kill us. It's only going to take us out of here. Wrap our soul up with desires of lust, like the scripture says, being led away by your own desires, your own lust. That doesn't have to mean sexual, that lust of greed and pride and whatever else. Attention and fame, whatever it could be. It's only going to bring you further from the Most High. It's going to put a wedge between you. It's going to separate you, and so I don't want that. And I don't want that for nobody else. And so I hope you all understand what I'm saying. I'm not telling anyone to go out there and quit their day job or quit their job at all. You have to be led by the Most High. But if you feel like he's leading you to stretch out on faith a little bit more, he's preparing you for that, have faith, don't doubt. You're good. Trust me, you're good. I've been in plenty of situations where I felt like my back was against the wall, or that I was like, the situation that was before me or the thing that he was telling me to do seemed a billion times stronger and bigger than me. But I stood before that faithfully and fearlessly, because I said, if the Most High called me to do it, he'll get me through it. And I'm not trying to be cliche, but that's true. And so there's plenty of times where I felt like, wow, how am I going to do this? So, but I went ahead and I did it because I didn't want to be disobedient, because I knew being disobedient meant worse than me being obedient. And so when I did it, he brought me through it with ease. And there's so many times I look back in my life on situations, and I remember plenty of times in different situations, like after I gone through it, I'm like, why did I even worry in the first place? I don't even know why I was worried in the first place. So it's a building and testing of our faith. So I encourage you all once again, to remain faithful and stay focused on the Most High, close to Him, in your wilderness experience, if you find yourself there now or at some point in your life. And if you've came out of your wilderness experience and entered into your promised land, then, be a blessing to those who are there. Encourage someone however you can. For those who are in it or maybe getting ready to go into it. So I'm not going to talk any longer. And I want to say thanks again for watching, all you guys that support, that subscribe. You may have different reasons for subscribing, or you may just subscribe because, you love Yah. Whatever your reasoning is, I thank you for it. My desire is not to be a big time and famous, but I definitely am blessed that the Most High has used me as a vessel to reach the people that He has blessed me to be able to reach. So I will continue to go on and do this until He says otherwise. But that's all I'm going to say for tonight. I hope you all have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.